Hello everyone, this is my 100th video on YouTube and I wanted to rank all the planets in our solar system. I am leaning towards space content and I thought this was a pretty cool idea. Don't take any of this seriously, this is all for fun. So let's start with the first planet in our solar system, which is Mercury. Mercury goes in ninth place for me, but that doesn't mean that Mercury is a terrible planet. All the planets are unique and I love all of them. But out of the ones in our solar system, Mercury is probably the weakest one because, firstly, it looks pretty similar to Earth's moon. I mean, if you put two pictures together, you can kind of tell that they both look very similar. But I also want to share some facts about Mercury that I found to be pretty interesting. A year on Mercury is 88 Earth days long, which is way shorter than a year on Earth, which is 365.25 days. And Mercury has extreme temperatures from scorching heat in the day to very cold at night. But my thoughts on Mercury, other than it looking very similar to Earth's moon, is that it's like Earth's moon if it was a planet. But even then, it's the smallest planet in our solar system. So that's really all I have for Mercury. Let's move on to Venus. Venus is 7th place, but Venus I do want to talk about very briefly on. There are actually two different pictures of Venus where one of them kind of looks similar to the sun, while the other one kind of looks like a gas giant, like Saturn a little bit. And that's because of Venus's atmosphere and its cloud coverage. But I also thought for the longest time that Venus had a moon, but it actually never had a moon. Which for its size, which is similar to Earth, I'm quite surprised. You learn something new every day. But also, some facts about Venus is that a day on Venus is 117 Earth days long. And Venus is also referred to as Earth's sister, just because they're pretty similar in size. And just because it's in 7th place, doesn't mean it's very bad. I mean, I actually think Venus is a pretty good planet. And my thoughts on Venus is that I like how it has kind of two different looks. It's pretty unique. I mean, all the planets are unique, but you get my point. Next up is our home planet, Earth. Earth is in 6th place because it's too familiar to rank. I know that may sound weird, but I had to put it somewhere, and I think 6 was the best place to put it. Some facts about Earth is that it's the only planet to not be named after a god, a Roman god, and is the only planet to support life. Now, my thoughts on Earth is that if Earth didn't exist, we wouldn't know about these planets. We wouldn't really know much that we learn now. And I think 6th place is very valid. Now, let's move on to Mars, which is one rank higher, 5th place. Mars is kind of like that wasteland. It kind of reminds me of Fallout, where it's this wasteland area with just nothing but desert. It's pretty cool. And Mars has the tallest volcano in the solar system, and it has two extraordinary moons. And my thoughts on Mars is that if we do happen to live on Mars for whatever reason, I think it would be pretty cool to not see not one, but two moons. Now let's move on to Jupiter, the gas giants, which Jupiter is in 3rd place. Jupiter is in 3rd place because it has a very interesting look. I do like the look of Jupiter with its giant red spot, or great red spot, my apologies. And Jupiter has at least 80 known moons, which I think is the most of any planet. And Jupiter has the shortest day than any planet, which is only 10 hours. 10 hours is pretty short. My thoughts on Jupiter is that it's really cool. I do like Jupiter a lot. And Jupiter has a very faint ring as well. That's a bonus fact for you. Next up is Saturn at 2nd place. Saturn is also known for its massive rings. And I loved Saturn when I was younger. I really did. And some facts about Saturn is that it takes 29.4 Earth years to orbit the sun. And the rings are, get ready for it, 400,000 kilometers or 240,000 miles but are 10 meters or 33 feet thick. Wow, that is long. And don't take that out of context, please. And my thoughts on Saturn is that it also has some pretty cool moons, like Titan, where it's just water. Like, Saturn is very interesting. I mean, all the planets are interesting, but Saturn is very cool. I know I keep saying that for every single one of them, but it's true. Now, moving from the high rings, let's go back to a low ring, which is Uranus. Yes, I am saying it like Uranus, and I'm not saying it the other way. My thoughts on Uranus is that anytime someone mentions Uranus, people make a joke out of it and say how you probably do say it. But some facts about Uranus is that it has a 98-degree axis, which is its tilt on its sideways. And it has 28 moons and 13 rings. And it is a ice giant, which is, it's cool. But, I mean, I guess it would be funnier here because it's further from the sun, so the planets are getting cooler. So, I guess that's a pun. But Uranus, it's very unique and in the sense that it has this axis, which no other planet has an axis like that. And let's move on to my favorite planet, Neptune. Neptune is my favorite planet, mostly because of its color. I like Neptune's color, that blue. I know it's weird to say that your favorite planet is Neptune because of its color, but also because of its facts. Neptune has the highest winds than any other planet. And Neptune is the third largest in mass, but it's the fourth largest in diameter. And it had a storm, but it disappeared and then two more took its place. Like, Neptune is very satisfying, and I would love to learn more about Neptune. If you have your own facts about Neptune or any planet, leave them in the comments down below. I'm really interested in space, and I only want to learn more about Neptune. Well, not just Neptune, but all the planets. So let's wrap this up with Pluto. Pluto is another interesting one like Venus, and the fact that Pluto is more than about half the size of Mercury, but it has 5 known moons. So if you're telling me that a planet is smaller than Mercury, how does Mercury not have any moons? But Pluto does. And Pluto, like I said, well, Pluto was once a planet, but in 2006, it was declared a dwarf planet. And Pluto is located nearly 6 billion kilometers, or nearly 4 billion miles from the sun. So it's not going to be livable in any time soon. And I don't think it's going to be livable at all. Personally, I think Pluto should have stayed as a planet, because I know Pluto was once a planet and it should have stayed, but I don't disagree with the fact that it's now a dwarf planet. But I just think that it was once a planet, why would you change it? So that's basically all the planets. I'll put my final rankings on your screen now. Let me know, what is your favorite planets, or what is your rankings? Put them in the comments down below, I'm interested, and I'll give it a heart. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. And subscribe if you liked it, but just know if you do subscribe, I do other content other than space. Like, I do play games like Payday 2, and I also like to have you guys have your own week called Wildcard Week. That would be something in the pinned comments for you to look at. But anyways, I think I'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful and safe rest of your day.